Cell phone, there's a rule when I speak. If you have your cell phone on, one of two things can happen. Either one second, let me just get off the phone. Okay, get it all out. Come on, guys.
I don't own a cell phone in this country.
Either you turn it off or I answer it, and if I answer it, it's just going to get very messy. So I'd rather just turn off your phone. So, yeah. Before I start, I'm going to have to. I was told by my aunt in Bnei Brak, and who she is, it doesn't matter. She's my aunt from Bnei Brak. That's all that matters. She told me that I should say Nishmat Kol Chai. For those that know off by heart, you can say it with me. For those that don't, I'm going to say it slowly so you can join with me. And then I'll say a couple of words. Oh, sorry, the reason. Oh, right, sorry. So just let's back up a second. This is a kind of a three-tier event. We have obviously the Chalukah, which is my wife's minhag, which is growing the hair of the kids. Then we have the Chalukah Habayit, and then we have Sudat Hodaya. About 3 years ago, Eitan had a very large operation, and Baruch Hashem, about 6 months ago, the doctor gave him the all clear, so this is roughly about the right time to do Sudat Hodaya. So obviously the first person we thank in the Sudat Hodaya is Hashem, and my aunt said the way we do that is by saying Nishmat with 10 men, and that is the most optimum way to thank Hashem in this current circumstance. So I'm going to say it slowly. Feel free to join in with me or say it by yourself. נשמת כל חי תברך את שמך אדוני אלוהינו ברוח כל בצע תפאר את שומם זכרך מלכנו תמיד מן העולם ועד עולם התאר ומבלעדיך אין לנו מלך פועל ומושיע פודה ומציל ומפרנס ומרחם בכל עת צרה ומצוקה אין לנו מלך אלא אתה אלוהי הראשונים והאחרונים אלוה כל הבריות אדון כל תולדות המהולל ברוב התשלחות המנהג עולמו בחסד ובריאותיו ורחמים ואדוני לא ינום ולא ישן המואר ישנים והמקיץ נרדמים והמסיח אילמים והמתיר אסורים והסומך נופלים והזוקף כפופים לך לבדך אנחנו מודים אילו פינו מלא שירה קיים ולשוננו מינה כהמון כלב ושפתותינו שבח כמרחבי רקיע ועינינו מאירות כשמש וכירח וידינו פרשות כנשרי שמיים ורגלינו קלות כאיילות אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך אדוני אלוהינו ולאבותינו ולברך את שמך על אחת מאלף אלף אלפי אלפים וריבי רבבות פעמים הטובות שעשית עם אבותינו ועמנו ממצרים גלתנו אדוני אלוהינו מבית עבדים פדיתנו ברעב זנתנו וסבל פקלתנו בחרב הצלתנו ומדבר מלטתנו ומחללים רעים ונאמנים דביתנו עתינה זרונו רחמך ולא עזבו מחסדיך ועל השם אדוני אלוהינו לנצח על כן האיברים שדילגת בנו ברוח ונשמה שנפחת באפינו בראשות אשר שמת בפינו הן יודו ויברכו וישבחו ויפארו וירוממו ויריצו ויקדישו וימליכו את שמך מלכנו כי כל פה לך יודע בכל לשון לך תשבע בכל ברך לך תכרע בכל חומה בפניך תשתחווה בכל לבבות יראוך בכל קרבות וכליות יזמרו לשמך כדבר שכתוב כל עצמותי תאמרנה אדוני מי כמוך מציל אני מחזק ממנו ואני ואביון מצולו, מגמלך ומשבלך ומיערך לך האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא עליון בונה שמיים וארץ נהלל לך ונשבחך ונפארך ונברך את שם קודשך כאמור לדוד ברכי נפשי את אדוני וכל קרבי את שם קודשו האל בצד שמות עוזך הגדול בכבוד שמך הגיבור לנצח והנורא בנורתך Amen. Okay. Before I Kiva, you got it. Tighten that collar. Tighten that collar. Before I get into a small little idea I had, it's very important at this point to thank a whole host of people that made this point possible. Firstly, obviously, we all, me as well as everyone here, thank Hashem for allowing us to come to this point and to be mesameach. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world, and for us just to take this time out and to be able to sit with family and friends and to appreciate this time with each other and to be in makom simcha is obviously only possible through Hashem. So that's the first and most important thank you we have to make. As I mentioned previously, this is a three-tiered event. We've got the upsharing of my sons. We also have the Chalukat Habayit and the Sudat Hodaya for Eitan. Through the last two parts, the Chalukat Habayit and the Sudat Hodaya, there have been a lot of people that have been very instrumental in allowing us to get through this tough time. It's sometimes it's been tough, sometimes it's been a challenge. Obviously, firstly, I'd like to thank my parents, Mama and Papa. They flew in especially to see their grandchildren, and I'm somewhere there down the chain. They came to see me as well, I'm sure. But your support has been tremendous. I don't think you ever imagined when I first came out that you would be here in America. And obviously, what's to come, we don't know, but it's going to be a lot of great things, and hopefully we're going to share them together with all our family. So thank you very much. In no particular order, while we're on my side of the family, that way first. I have a very special aunt and uncle. And my aunt tells me, Aunt Daniela, when I was young, I used to jump on a bed and play the air guitar, and I used to tell her how one day I'm going to end up in America. And she was actually one of the few people that actually believed me. And now she can actually say, I told you so, she was right. Dee and Rafe have been instrumental in everything that we've done in America. They sat by the bedside of Eitan when he went through his operation. There was round-the-clock care, not only from my parents, but also from Danielle and Rafe. And that was just something that I don't think he'll ever forget. Even if he doesn't have a cognitive memory, the warmth that he felt through that time from you was something that enabled him to get through his trauma at that time. And you definitely have a lot of credit to take for him being where he is today. So from the bottom of my heart, both Rinat and I thank you very much for that. We have Chaim and Naomi with us, and we had a kind of emergency on one Shabbos, and I had the fun experience of getting in my car on Shabbos morning, driving through Flatbush. It wasn't funny when I was driving. Driving through Flatbush when everyone was walking to shore, and we ended up in Manhattan in the emergency hospital ward with Rinat, and she was pregnant with the twins. And if it wasn't for Chaim and Naomi, we wouldn't have had a Shabbos that day. They so gracefully, they gave us their keys. We gave them back, but I actually made a copy. And when you go to Lake Mohegan, we're actually there. And you just don't know because we clean up. So, every time we go to Lake Mohegan, it's more fun for us. Thank you very much again from the bottom of my heart. While we're on my side of the family, we have Varda and the wonderful crew from Lakewood. We first went to Lakewood and we were staying by my aunt and uncle. And I grew up with Varda, I knew Varda, and Rinat said, you know, we should go visit Varda. And I said, okay, we'll go visit Varda. And the minute Rinat and Varda started talking, they hit it off right away. And all my memories came back of my childhood. And it was just so comforting to have someone like you there that remembered what it was like growing up in Stamford Hill. And your warm home, it was just something special that we never forget. And we can really just leave the kids there and just, you know, maybe go on holiday. So you can, but we'd like to thank you very, very much for that. Toledano's a big family, so we'll have to stay on my side of the family still. We have Ellie and Debbie here with their whole mishpacha. I first came to America to do Camp Simcha, and one Shabbos I went to my Uncle Ellie and Aunt Debbie, and I didn't really know what to expect other than they're in Lakewood, and obviously it's going to be a very boring Shabbos because it's Lakewood, so how fun can it be? But when I actually got there, it was actually the complete opposite. Myself and all the kids, we all hit it off. We had a great time. We actually found the lake in Lakewood. And ever since then, we've been very, very close. And I speak to Ellie often. We share a lot of things in common, like sushi. So we talk a lot. And Debbie, your just hospitality is just amazing. And it's shown through the wonderful love that your kids give to our kids. And one day, Rinat will get the secret recipe for all your wonderful Shabbos food. So, okay, I think that's my side of the family. Right, and you're the only one brave enough to have us with 3 kids. Right, I forgot.
Under the age of 3.
Under the age of 3, okay. It's very important. Very important, okay. Moving on to Rinat's side of the family. A lot of people get an inheritance at a later stage of their life. I happened to inherit a wonderful family at the very young age of 23 when I married Rinat. And my inheritance was her family. There is no particular order in this, but the Schwartz family who are sitting there, we've got Uncle Ari, Aaron, Eli, Jana, and Ira, and all together, all of them, and uniquely, each one individually, helped us along this troubled times with Eitan. Ari was instrumental in finding the best doctor for us and surgeon, and he sat next to me throughout the whole surgery, and he kept my feet firmly on the ground. He was always there with some really inspirational words, and he really made sure that I understood what was going on at every step of the way, and I'm indebted to you. Aaron has helped us since we've moved in from America. He's always been there, he's always availed himself to us, and that's just a big chesed and a big quality, and again, it shows that it's something that your parents instilled in you, and that's something that you should remember and take with you on the journey that you're about to embark. Uncle Eli, you're larger than life. And Dina, who's not here, this is also right. Dina's in California, his better half. Uncle Eli used to give me a ride to work when I worked for Electronics, and we went through a lot of fun times together. We were pulled over by the police. That's just a daily occurrence in Eli's life, and we just had a lot of fun times. Eli, I've always felt like your nephew, and I'm always happy to call you my uncle. And I hope we can share a lot more simchas together. And also Dina for opening her house and giving us everything. Jana and Meira, you've been wonderful in supporting us. Jana, you come at that critical moment when everything's about to collapse. You're there, and you're kind of carrying everything and making sure that everything's wonderful. Jana was instrumental in setting this all out, so 90% of this is Jana. Thank you tremendously. For the rest of friends and family that are here, we again really thank you, the Lapyans. Ellie was here, Ellie's here after a double shift, I remember, right? No?
Okay, now after a shift.
Now after a shift with Ita. Thank you guys so much for coming. Batya, I know you're representing as well, the Lapyan family. Thank you so much for coming. Also, we, on the point of Chanukah Habayit, we were very lucky to have an amazing contractor. And if any of you are thinking of building a house, this is a plug for the best contractor in the United States of America. I'd like to thank Mayor, who's representing Mac Home Builders, who was night and day available to us. And built us just a wonderful home, and I hope we can share a lot of smachot together. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Okay, I think are those all the thank yous? Those are all the thank yous. Just a small thought I'd like to share with you, and then you can get back to what you were doing. I'd like to focus on the point of Sudat Hodaya, and really thanking Hashem really is the theme of today, whether it's by the option for my kids coming to the age of 3, whether it's the Hakarat HaTov I have, being able to make a Chanukah Habayit party, or most importantly, being able to get through that tough time with Eitan right at the beginning, where he had a heart operation. Every day, 3 times a day, we say Modim Anachnu Lach. And at the end of Modim, there's a couple of words that we say which kind of need explanation. We say at the end of Modim, Shebachol et erev avokev v'tzarayim. Every single day, we thank Hashem. Shebachol et erev avokev v'tzarayim. For every et, every instant, every evening, every afternoon, and every morning. So why is it that we have to say all 3? Why can't we just say b'chol et? Or why don't we say just before that it's shebachol yom? Why do we have to enunciate et, erev, v'avokev, v'tzarayim? It would have been enough just to say shebachol et. Why do we have to say the last 3 parts? Understanding what I went through with Eitan and this particular point, going through life, there are 2 parts that one has in life. There's an et, there's an instant. Whether it's a high, whether you're making a simcha, you're making an engagement party, you're making a Chanukah Habayit, a bar mitzvah, or even when it's a sad point, when you're in Avelut or something's going tragically wrong, an et is an instant. And that is normally there for a very short period, and it's very intense. Then there's the rest of your life, which is erev, avokev, v'tzarayim, daily things that we do. We get up, we eat, we breathe, we walk. We do things that we somewhat take for granted. And the difference between the 2 is, in Hashem's eyes, absolutely nothing. They are one and the same. So when we say Modim every single day, we have to understand that those instances that we go through that are such highs and such lows are as important to Hashem as those mundane things that we think are mundane. Those things like breathing and like walking and eating that we take for granted. So when we come to Modim, it gives us a chance maybe just to slow down and to think and thank Hashem, not only for those instances, those highs, those wonderful smachot that we share with our family, but also to think about just being able to walk, just being able to breathe, just being able to have parts of your body that are working and that don't need a doctor to come and perform surgery. And that's something very important that a Jew has to take through in life. And I learned that through having my son Eitan, through the Chanukah Habayit, and through them reaching the age of 3. Just by ending off, I would just like to say that the thanks that I have for Hashem for giving me children has made me understand my relationship with Hashem that much more. My father always said, you know, I always said to my father, I said, well, you know, why are you treating me like this, or why are you doing it like this? And a lot of times he would say, you understand when you have your own kids. And now I understand. A lot of the time, Eitan comes over to me, and I'm putting on his pants, or I'm putting on his shoes, or I'm doing something that he clearly cannot do. And he wants to do it by himself. And he says, Lavad, I want to do it by myself. I want to do it by myself. So I say, no problem, I'm going to start fighting with a 3-year-old. So I put his shoe on a little bit, and I give him a hand, and he thinks he's doing it. I pull up his pants, he helps me pull up his pants, and he thinks he's doing it. Our relationship with Hashem is no different. We cry out to Hashem, we say, Hashem, Lavad, let me do it. I'm a big man, I can manage myself. I don't need your help. And Hashem says, okay. And slowly, behind closed doors, Hashem gives us a little hand. He encourages us, he gives us words of encouragement, he gives us the Torah to encourage us, but he's always behind us, influencing us and helping us to carry out what we need to do on the daily routine. And that is the understanding of modeling, and that is the understanding of being a parent and sharing all the nachat. By last, Acharon Chaviva, I'd like to thank my wife. In my wife's home, for those that have been, on a Friday night or on a Shabbos lunch, there's normally a lot of guests. And my father-in-law always starts off by thanking his wife and by saying, I don't understand how this happened. 5 minutes before Shabbos, it was a complete mess. Everyone was screaming, everyone was panicking. There was not enough food, there was not enough challah. I went upstairs, I had my bath, and when I came down, everything was ready, everything was perfect. And slowly but surely, Rina, you're going in the same direction. And in the last couple of weeks, I've definitely seen glimmers of your mother. I haven't had a bath yet, but